My sis?
I could have sworn I had heard Mia's voice.
So then, she's still alive. Inside your heart.
Nicky boy!
Nicky boy!
Yoo-hoo! Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? Be honest. We don't have any definite proof.
Definite?
Definite. It's the new metal they just uncovered.
Yeah.
But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night?
Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane? Bullet.
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom.
Uh-oh.
I need to find some solid proof. It's gonna happen sooner rather than later.
October. Beep, 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 beep.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
Well, well. How do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Master Mask.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Mask.
Indeed. It's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are in fact Master Mask?
But of course.
Very well then, Luke Atme. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. This question is already leading, but that's okay. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
Coffee.
Copy. Alright, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder. Speak. All ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor.
The alibi.
The witness.
Luke Atme.
I was sealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would.
The rabbi?
I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph that contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was at the same time as the murder.
The box has no paint on it.
Well, if you... it could be on the backside.
But...
Yeah, it could be on this backside over here. I mean, we still see the indent right here. But yeah. So, no!
Trying to pull a fast one on me.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Am I supposed to, like, point out the fact that the statue's not there?
That's one bit.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination.
I'll say the statue is important.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
A prosecutor once told me that saying. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
No way. The only thing that's full of is his alibi.
Heyo.
You think the audience is like, hey?
Shut up! It wasn't that good!
I was stealing the that's massive ass, just as I announced I would.
Well, you know he got you good, man. So this photograph is proof, correct?
Indeed it is.
And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask.
That is why I am called the Mask.
But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, what do you mean?
Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke at me? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Master Mask to create an alibi?
Oh ho! What an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice?
Well, of the two options I have, I can only see one that works out. And it's give up.
Give up. Okay.
If Luke Edmund was at KP security during the murder, then the Master Mask in this picture has to be a fake.
Then it really was an accomplice.
Right now, I have no idea who it was.
I don't have any idea right now either. I could be the accomplice.
Baseless objection.
And then we win!
Just what that guy wants. There's gotta be another way. And I'm gonna find it. You choose give up and the game doesn't let you.
I had more time than enough to prepare.
And I give up. No.
I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job.
I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Adrian, don't let you be the accomplice. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes. Evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick? Isn't there something odd about this? Detective Abbey was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lord Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
Persona? You know, that's true. It is kind of odd.
Unfortunately, the actor who plays him in the anime is not in persona. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be right witness.
But don't worry, because the rest of the cast is.
I can only think of two. Oh, in persona.
Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer's not in the anime.
Stephen Yoon.
I don't believe Stephen Yoon is in any. He's in neither of them.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence Ray finds? There's evidence here, is that correct?
You got it. Edgeworth is played by Ray Fiennes.
Indeed it is. That is it. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
Edgeworth, the boy that lived, come to die.
The very thing that proves you could. That's right. I know that line from Harry Potter. That proves you committed the crime. What do you think about it? It's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
It was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up.
Yeah, he set up.
We all have days like that.
Indeed. It turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all.
Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad, blue melody.
What is he, Alanis Morissette?
Kitty! Stop scratching my bed.
Thank you, Cartman.
Kitty! God damn it, Kitty!
God, I want you to come here. Go. I don't want to play.
Looks like I'd better gather more information for now. He's truly the killer. There's gotta be something phony in that photo. His nose.
The time up, a cup of pop with a pipe mother.
I'm gonna kill you. I can do it. That easy.
That was 100% a not if I get you first.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I can kill you later. It would be quite simple. Very easy. It's okay.
She's gonna right hook you. Give you one hook right to the face to where you're like, no!
A full punch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get Scary Movie 2'd.
Yeah.
About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now! It's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph?
Don't you?
No, I think it's the wrong day that picture was taken.
So it was taken at 0058, but like on a different day.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's impossible. Camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that put in the picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see. I can see the cat is going for the bed again.
You motherfucker!
Looks like
I better find something else that could be suspicious.
So this alibi is false?
It has to be. We couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
Well, I'm not really spotting, so we don't have to go to the doctor.
If you say so.
Honey, there's still your weight that you need to go talk to him about.
Yeah.
There are two possibilities.
The spots on you, the only issue.
Either the mask to mask in the photo is fake, or the photo itself is. Alright, so now they've given me two possibilities to go with.
Yeah. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
Very thing that proves you committed the crime.
Surely even you understand by now.
Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed
Kane Bullard.
That's another accomplice.
Come on, think long and hard about that night. Basement warehouse, and the picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You betcha.
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory that night. A statue?
Okay.
That's one of them that doesn't match.
Yeah.
Very well. Then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny?
Funny part is right here. Just points to a puddle. It's just pointing to the. It's just pointing to the paint.
Why this is a blood stain. Blood. Now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. This state is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches. Chad sure loves going on his wild tangents. Problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. Turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Very well, Mr. Wright. What is supposed to be in this picture instead of this paint stain?
Oh, damn.
Mother Mary. I mean Ami. Mary.
Jesus.
Thank you, audience.
Jesus is supposed to be here.
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mounted training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on the night, then that statue should have been there.
But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
Andrews. Wait.
Moved it off of the
Pause.
paint stains?
She covered it up.
Yeah. So why would she uncover it? Yeah. So, it's don't overthink it.
Oh, so Ace Detective? The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke.
Calm down, sir lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Red, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
Ouch, Your Honor. It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move the statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lord Lee Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. The sword?
No.
Shit.
I will say you were right before.
The box?
Not the box, no.
Or you're talking about how it's a different day.
There you go. Yeah.
Am I gonna have to use that through the record? Like the data print that we got printed out? Isn't that?
No, you would just point out the time.
Oh.
So, I mean, Phoenix will explain it, yeah.
I'm gonna assume he needed it to look like it was
The day of the crime.
Yeah. A single fatal
flaw.
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist?
Your face. Naturally, the lie is this photo.
I can't suck in
The
air.
lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke at me went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious it would have been impossible for him to have been at Lord Lee Taylor's at this time. It's all about knowing when to trust the guy on the stand. He said the timestamp was real, therefore I'll take his word. Mainly because it's a game, and when they say stuff like that, you kind of just take their word.
But also, he said that before that. He only made the program. He didn't make the camera.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was this statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well,
Statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. It was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Luke at me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
oh,
So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat at a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke at me had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo. I think every time it pops out, he's like,
Yeah. Oh, he's got like 50 in his pocket.
just pulls out a new one.
Yeah.
order, order, Mr. Atme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer! According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by Lord Lee Taylor's staff. However, the program used to manage the data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order, order, Mr. Godo, what is the meaning of this? Godo, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down!
My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial, which means I'm still good to the last drop.
However, the defense is a very good point.
A good point. So what? We are all but travelers on the road of infinite points. I think it got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is 12th cup.
It's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
Way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Damask.
Yes?
If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Mask, then there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
I have a binder with all of his strategies. I'll have you know.
Oh, the stuff that he stole.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
I first received a request from Lord Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box at the valley. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all the stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Savari.
Very well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I first received a request from Lord Taylor about 20 days ago.
You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, isn't that right?
Indeed. It seemed that they heard of my Savari clean reputation.
See, Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. Better watch out too, Maya.
The urn was placed in the box in the valley. It was then sent to the warehouse.
And you too, Mia. Don't get too close. You mean this box?
Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone into the storeroom, not even me.
Because she broke it. Ah, interesting new tidbit.
Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime.
So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before?
Indeed. You may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers.
I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand.
Two things.
Yes.
One, they put it in a newspaper. Or whatever that thing is. Two, no value.
Okay. It had value to him, so because of how beautiful it was.
It's not beautiful.
Hard
and rigid.
But so, what's wrong with this?
Besides the fact that it's spelled wrong and it's all chipped and broken and raggedy.
Okay, we'll come back to it then.
He would have seen that before. That would have been his first time seeing it. And then when he got the real urn, when he had looked at it, like, this isn't the same thing.
No.
You mean this calling card?
That's right! That is, without a doubt, my calling card!
I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all.
Of course. Because that mean knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him.
I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly.
Then no one entered the basement warehouse.
Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse.
Alas, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
And this is the photo that proves that, huh?
Indeed. To be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey, Dick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Happy might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken.
That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. To prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good hard look at the court record.
Not a lot to go on, is there?
The detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. That he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime.
Alright then, how do we do that?
There's one thing that Atme stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need to prove that he's lying. And we'll do that in
the next episode!
So like watch this episode of H30 Justice. Fuck! Trials of Tribulations. Make sure to subscribe to the bell.
Justice for all.
Be notified if they up, which is
Justice for all.
bye-bye.